and to curb greenhouse gas emissions?
No. Last year, at the end of last year, together with the then environment minister, I devised the new Brazilian national determined contribution, which foresaw decarbonization by 2060.
Ahora miente sobre la quema del Amazonas.
Maybe 2050 if we had some sort of financial counterpart to that. It was considered a very good contribution by the climate change institutions.
So hang on. So if you and Bolsonaro actually did feel that Brazil should engage with this process, why is it that certainly for the 2 years you were foreign minister, all the statistics show that the rate of deforestation increased? They also show that impunity for illegal logging and mining actually prevailed right across those parts of Brazil where mining and deforestation were at the most active. You did absolutely nothing in your years in government to stop any of that.
No hizo nada.
I devised, for example, an instrument with the International Development Bank so that the people, 30 million Brazilians that live in the Amazon, don't have to resort to illegal activities. Because government never did anything to care for those people, the real Brazilians that live there in misery. Okay, so one of the things that I tried to do was to create more
No sabe quem vive aí.
and to help create instruments to NGOs that you don't know don't have any accountability. Is to create green opportunities. Some shares are NGOs, okay, but that's not the only thing to do, and that's not the main thing to do. The main thing to do is to create conditions for people to have decent livelihoods in
illegal mining or indeed the illegal logging. But before we finish, and we don't have much time, let's just get on to your analysis of where Brazil sits in the international community today. I just wonder whether you feel that your foreign policy strategy, which was very loud, vocal support for Donald Trump, very loud, vocal condemnation of China, whether you think that that has been strategically wise for Brazil.
Of course. Well, for the first time in many decades, we had a strategic foreign policy. Before I was there and after I left, now we're back to a mediocre foreign policy that only thinks about today's gain, and even that is not coming.
Trump as the savior of the West, even after the assault on the Capitol on January 6, 2021, after Trump had lost the election, you defended the right of people to demonstrate, and you said it was wrong to characterize, quote, good citizens as fascists. It seems to me, a guy who was determined to go to the very end in your support of Donald Trump, and the fact is, he's no longer in power, Joe Biden's in power. Joe Biden has refused to even make a phone call to President Bolsonaro. You have soured and toxified relations between Brasilia and Washington.
That's not true.
El tóxico.
No, that's not true. I've been a totally wrong interpretation.
El último
why we were close with the United States and
mamador,
Donald Trump? Because we share the
Trump.
same values. We want a world of sovereign nations and not a world dominated by transnational elites and by a communist dictatorship such as China. And we're working together with the US, and we were putting together.
And isn't the truth that probably Mr. Bolsonaro won't be in power after the election that comes next year? All the polls show that he is now lagging far behind former President Lula, who seems determined to run in the next election. I put it to you one more time. As a result of the failures of your policy making and your bosses, Mr. Bolsonaro, your time will soon be up.
Well, we're there for values. So the time for sovereignty, the time for foreign policy that responds to the feelings of the Brazilian people will not be up. Yeah, unfortunately, and you don't want to see that. But if you go and study Brazil, Trump was clearer.
John Kerry
and his administration and Mike Pompeo
Jimmy Carter
about what Brazil can do together with the United States.
I'm sorry to stop you there, but we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining me on Hard Talk.